Hello, friends. I'm eating, don't mind me. Personari is here and wants my food as well. As always. How is everyone on this lovely Monday? Hi. Can I get you? No, thank you. Mystique knows. Some of you know. Some of you in this chat know what the giant announcement is. And if you know, don't say it. I know you know not to. Some of you, a very few, small bit of you know what the announcement is. Finishing H2O the show, not a great Monday, but not bad. I love H2O. I used to watch the shit out of that when I was younger. Like, that's a good show. Yeah, Nari? Hello, Vex. How are you? I said I'm eating. I didn't realize like what time it was, and I was like, yo, I haven't had like anything to eat. I'm H2O intolerant. I'm gonna make you guys wait like a few more minutes before I give out the announcement. But there's a big announcement. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about last week though. For those of you that don't know, last week was yeah, a couple nails already popped off. This thumb came off, the other thumb came off, this one came off today. I gotta put more on. Okay, my throat just hurts like hell for some reason, and I recorded some shit for an for an OTK event. What's the OTK event? What is it? That sounds exciting. But I was sick quite a bit last week. I had a migraine Tuesday, and I broke out in hives, which are a lot better. Still on steroids. But then this weekend was my college, like, not really reunion. It's my college alumni pub crawl. So, it's called oh, that's cool. I hope you get picked. I hope you get in it. That's really cool. You're very funny, Vex. So I hope something goes well for you. I'm hyped for the chance. Yeah, I mean, take it. Take any chance you can get. OTK, I don't remember what it stands for. It's One True, oh, there you go. One True King. It's an org. It's an content org. I don't want to say esports, but I think they do some esports, but it's like offline TV. Or 100 Thieves. Stuff like that. Helps a lot, friend. You bet. If there's a voting system, tweet about it. Because I'll vote for you. But this weekend was alumni bar crawl for me. So I went to college I went to. Both my parents went to the same college I went to. That's where they met. Both of RJ's parents went to that college as well. And so RJ didn't go to this college, but he grew up in that town where that college is. That is where I met RJ. So this is the third year they've done the alumni bar crawl. And so we've gone every year. So it's always me, RJ, his parents, and my parents, and then we all just get smashed together. It's always fun. But a very big thing happened that I was not really fully expecting at bar crawl. So how do we even start this story? So in La Crosse, like I said, that's where I met RJ. There's this big part of La Crosse called Granddad's Bluff. A bluff is basically hills, a small mountain. And it's a very, like, common, I don't know, like, tourist destination kind of thing. It's called, the road up to it is called Bliss Road. It used to be my favorite run to take. It's all straight uphill, like, the whole fucking way. I used to run it all the time for my Ironman training. I would start from where my house was, go all the way up to the top, and all the way back down was 7 miles, but it felt like 13, because it was all uphill the whole way. So it's like my favorite run that I take to go up Bliss Road. And so I ran up to the top, kind of stayed up top for a bit, and ran back down many times. I've gotten a lot of hiking trails up there. There's a lot of viewpoints up there. It's just a very cool area. And so we went up there before we started bar crawl, and there is a bar up there, and I assumed that we were going to the bar. It's called Alpine Inn. It's at the top of the bluff. So I was like, okay, cool, we're going to start there. So we go up to the top, and that's not where we were going to start. That's not what we were going to do at the top of the bluff. Instead, after, big announcement time if you're not listening right now, after 4.5 years of dating, This happened, kids. This finally happened. Wrong thing. We did not just go up there for funsies. RJ proposed up there this weekend on Saturday morning, and a lot of people thought that it was an April Fool's joke, but it was not. It is real. This is a real ring. And it was overlooking the city where we first met in, the city where I went to college, the city where he grew up. It was very close to where our first date was. Our first date was on Rim in the City, but that's kind of like a off the beaten path trail, and he was like, well, she'll know if we take that trail what's going on, and he was trying to keep it a secret. It was April Fool's, yeah. A bunch of people asked if it was fake, and I was like, yo, if this was fake, I would have thrown him off the edge of that bluff, man. I would have just yeeted him over the side of the rail and been like, fuck you. It was not fake, though. But yeah, I am now engaged. I have done a lot of wedding planning already, and it's been 3 days. There's already shit in my living room. His mom and my mom have already bought shit. We're so ready. Yeah, thank you, Vex. Boot! What the fuck? Casually eats bagel. Yeah, I got engaged. Big bagel bite. If that's not fucking me, someone fucking clip that. That is the most me thing ever. Thank you, Boat, for the 2 months. Thank you so much. I have a fiance now. Thank you, Vex, for the 4 months. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I got on mark this time. This is gonna be a cute clip. Bianc. I have Bianc. So, if, oh my gosh. Vex! Thank you for the 3 gifted. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Am I invited to the wedding? We're working on the wedding list right now. Yeah, I'll show the ring without the wide lens. If you want to travel all the way here, Vex, you can. Here, 1 second. This can't be happening again. Thank you so much. Ice for the sub. Thank you for the prime. Let's go Twitch Prime. Hype train has just started. Doesn't stop eating bagels, so no, I'm hungry. I love bagels. I'd take a bite. It was unplanned, so I didn't plan to do my nails, which is also great because this is like my favorite color. Also like the color of my yard hoodie. I love my yard hoodie because it's green. Like green, dark green is my favorite color. But it was unplanned. My nails were not done like 2 days before. So I was like, I knew we were going to do stuff this weekend. So I was like, I want my nails to look nice. And, you know, it was very good planning on my part to have my nails done. So, but yeah, we're hoping for it to be next fall. So not this fall. So it'll be like hopefully a 1.5-year engagement. I have 2 venues now. I had only had 1 venue that I was looking at, but I have 2 venues now that I'm looking into. Invite list is getting prepared. Many of you that are in this chat are probably going to be on it. But yeah, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. It isn't a rock on your head, it's a fucking boulder. It's not a rock. It's a boulder. I'm trying to get the lighting to not fuck it up. Here. It is a lab-grown diamond. With a yellow gold band, but the little prongs that hold the diamond are white gold. Because the jeweler said that that'll help the rock kind of be more shiny so that yellow's not showing through it. So, yeah. Which I might have to show you guys quick. So I had told RJ, I have a ring from my grandma. And I told him I wanted a ring that looked just like that. And it literally looks like just like this, except this is way prettier, I'll admit. Because the one from my grandma, I hope it ain't like July. It would be like September or October. Most likely. It will not probably be in the summer. It looks blue in the shadow. That's probably just because of my lighting. It's not blue though. I'll post better pictures on Discord and Twitter and stuff. I have pictures. I just haven't posted them. I've only posted them on Facebook so far, but I haven't posted that on anything else. So I'll post more pictures on Twitter and stuff later. But my grandma has a ring that, like I said, looks just like this. And I told RJ, I was like, I want a ring that looks like this. The ring I have for my grandma was not her wedding ring. It was just a ring that she liked to wear a lot that she had. But it was the same thing. It was a gold band with just a single stone in the middle. I think her stone is 1 carat. This is 1.4. And her stone is not real, so it's a lot duller. I could show it for you guys quick. 1 second. But they look almost identical. Oh, sorry, Inari. I didn't realize you were under there. Hi, Jax. Hi, dogs. And no, I do not want a 103-degree wedding. That is why we will not be having a summer wedding. It does indeed get that hot here. It will be in Wisconsin, but yeah, it does get that hot here. So this is my grandma's ring. Again, I can... There, it's a little bit better. So the band is real gold. But like I said, the rock is not. I don't know what the stone is. I need to get it cleaned too, because if you put these next to each other, you could tell that one is a lot shinier than the other. But I told him that I wanted something like this, so he did a very good job. But I'm probably just gonna get this professionally cleaned, honestly. The mistake's quitting, but that was absolutely the worst thing of my life. She's lying. Yeah, I don't want to melt. I also don't want to do outdoor, like, Oh, my stone is way shinier. Def due September, October, yeah. So that's the plan. If anything, it would maybe be late August. It kind of depends, because the person that I want to be my officiant is a campus pastor. And he also teaches at one of the schools in La Crosse. So I don't want to do it early September and, like, make him hate his life, because that's when, like, school is starting and he has to get a bunch of shit done. That, or if we have to, it would be late next spring. So 1 year from now. It would be on the cusp of summer, either way. But, yes. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. You have new hype train emotes. It felt like hell. Yeah. There is, so both the venues I'm looking at have outdoor patios, which is nice, because then if you are dancing a lot, you do get really hot, you can go outside and it's very, very pretty. They're both on the river. They're both directly on the Mississippi River, the venues that I want to do. So it'll be very, very pretty photos. The lights from the city go over the water at night. I know both the venues are very nice. So we just have to pick one. And the date's going to depend on availability and shit like that. So how big is the party going to be? So like the wedding party, I will probably have 6 and RJ will probably have 6. So that is the plan. Otherwise, it'll probably be 200, 250 people total for the wedding. Wish you nothing but luck in planning. I have sent both Mystique and Pippi Gothstocking can attest to this. I have been fucking feral. My friend already sent me this as soon as she found out. Oh my god, my dogs are snuggling under my desk right now. As soon as she found out, she ordered this for me like over the weekend. It came in today. It's a big wedding planning book. Both my mom and his mom are fucking hyped as shit too. So I need to take a picture of my dogs quick. Hold up. They're snuggling under my desk. So we do love wedding planning in this house. It's gonna be a fun time. Yes, I do have a million. It's gonna be planned so well. We got this shit, guys. So it'll be fun. I'm very excited. I am very, very excited. I think the most difficult thing though is honestly gonna be food, because I want to make sure that I have options for people. Because I have friends that are gluten intolerant, I have friends that are vegan, vegetarian, and I have people with no restrictions. So did I know it was coming? Not until I was partway up the bluff. So I didn't know it was going to happen. RJ got the ring last Wednesday. So he just picked it up last Wednesday. He had been talking to a jeweler for like about a month, but he just got it Wednesday. Thursday, he called my dad Friday he told his parents and our other close friends, and then Saturday he proposed. So it was like bam, bam, bam. So I didn't know it was coming. I don't think a lot of people, most other people only had like a 24-hour notice. So I think our parents maybe had 48. But I thought about doing a buffet too. But yeah, I didn't know it was coming until it was partway up the hill going on top of Granddad's. Because he was just acting weird. Yeah, halfway up the bluff, I figured it out. We were driving. Because he was just acting weird. Because he was just like, oh yeah, we're going to go to Granddad's. And I was like, okay, whatever. We're on the cross. We can go to Granddad's and be on top of Granddad's. Because that's just like a classic lacrosse thing that you do. And then he was just being like really fucking weird and quiet. And he was just sitting there like... And I was like, are you fucking okay? Tell him what he said. Oh, when he proposed, he looked at me. He goes, so you know I love you, and I think it's time. And then he got down on one knee and said, will you marry me? And I was just like, yes! It was like the shortest proposal ever, because I was like, yeah! I flapped my arms like a dumb little bird, and I had like 6 rings on, because like you guys know I make rings, so I had to take one of my rings off to put this one on, so... Y'all talk about getting engaged before? Like, is this something you've talked about? Yes. So, we have talked about it many times. So, as many of you know, we own a house together. Both our names are on this house. This is our house. It is not rented. It is owned. So, like, we've known for a while. We kind of did things out of order a little bit. Yeah, quite a few years back. Yeah, now I only have one on. I had some more on earlier today, but, you know, for a while I gotta let this one shine on its own. But... About 3 years ago, we were supposed to go to Japan in April 2020, and I think many of you know, everything changed when the COVID attacked. That question isn't one you asked without knowing the answer. Yeah. And so we ended up not going to Japan, but he had planned to propose in Japan, which I found out last summer. He told me that, and I was like, why the fuck would you tell me this 2 years later? But he had planned to propose in Japan 3 years ago when we were supposed to go. Now it's probably going to be our honeymoon. And then, so COVID happened. I absolutely did not want to have a COVID wedding. I had a couple friends that had COVID weddings, and it was just, there's just so much difficulty with so many things, and a lot of people had to, like, move stuff around and not get to do, like, all the things they want to do for their wedding, which all of them were very happy with the way their wedding turned out. I'm not saying that their wedding sucked, but I know that they had, like, a lot of extra headaches and shit that they wouldn't have had to deal with if COVID hadn't happened, which everyone had COVID affect some part of their life. Everyone had a shitty experience with COVID. Whether you got it or you just had a shitty experience with the fact that COVID existed. So again, I'm not shitting on my friends or anyone that got married during COVID. I just knew that I didn't want to deal with that extra stress. I want all of this to be fun. I want all of the planning to be fun. I want the wedding to be fun. I want to have a good time with all of it. I don't want to be like, oh, are people going to die if they come? You know? So I'm okay with waiting till COVID kind of stopped. And then I got fired. So I didn't have a job. And so just like financially speaking, everything was really rough for a while. So yeah, a lot of shit just kind of happened. But yes, we had talked about this for a long time. We've been dating for 4.5 years. I think it was probably about a year into dating that he would have proposed the first time. 1.5 years. So yeah, now 3 years later he did. So we've known for a while. Just shit that hit the fan. And like I said, I'm okay with that. This timing has been perfect. I think this is good timing. I'm glad that, you know, we've stayed together this whole time and we both just kind of knew that everything would work out. I knew that he would propose soon. I did not know it would be this weekend. I thought he might do it this summer for some event going on. But I think it was very smart of him to do it for this because, like I said, that's the city that we met in. That was almost where our first date was. Both our parents were going to be there. So I think he had a good plan. I think this was well thought out. So anyway, I have a lot of things that I have planned for my wedding. I'm very excited for it. I love decorating. I love arts and crafts. All my friends do too because everyone's like, let me help you make things. And I'm like, okay. Five Head RJ, for real. Is mayonnaise an instrument? If you slap it right, it can be. I've seen videos. But yeah. It was good. But that's how my weekend went. What's going on today? Holden, you just missed it all. I just told everyone that RJ and I got engaged. Also, my lighting just got fucked up. 1 second. RJ, congrats too. Can I come? Yes, you can. Hold it. 1 second. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit. That'll help. And the saturation down. Johnny even here? That's crazy. I told him. About time I showed up. He is in chat. I don't know if he still is. I'm back with tea. I also have tea. I have sweet tea from Jimmy John's. Also, if anyone wants to submit advice time, you could do the advice time command. I got a few things in here already. I'll probably be going through them a little bit slower than I normally do, just because I want to make sure that I read things through fully right away before I talk about them. And some of them, again, are events. Some of them are asking for advice. If you guys want to give any advice for something that I don't know something about, feel free. Friends, girls, school. Okay. And if anyone has any questions about anything, ask me. Ask away, even if it's about wedding stuff, because, like I said, I'm going absolutely fucking feral about wedding planning right now, and I'm having a blast. So, okay. Alright, so this one, not really an event, but I just want to say I'm graduating university soon in May, which, congrats! That's very exciting. I graduated 4 years ago. Oh my god. Did I really graduate 4 years ago? I graduated college 4 years ago. God, I feel old. Will it be in Tiny Soda? No, it'll be in Lacrosse. I graduated 4 years ago. Anyway. Yeah, I graduated 2019. Feels shorter than that. Anyway, kind of nervous but excited to see if I can get a job. I'm a communication major, so I know the jobs are available. Just pray I can graduate and get a good job. I think you're gonna do great. I have a lot of friends that have a communication major. It's a major that works for a lot of different jobs. Is Lacrosse near Tiny Soda? It is. It's on the border, buddy. Mystique. I wasn't even in high school in 2019. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your 5 years last December. My 5-year will be next spring. But yeah, there's lots of jobs you can get with a communication major. I would say, because you'll probably have a decent amount of availability, apply for a lot of stuff. And you'll find a good job. I got a job as a graphic designer like 3 months after I graduated. So if you don't get something like directly out of college, I would not be too sad about it. But because like it was nice to kind of have like a summer off after college. I had a job. I worked about 30 hours a week, so it wasn't full-time, but also was like more than part-time. And that was nice because then I just kind of hung out with my friends all summer. So, in this economy, good luck. And don't get discouraged. My husband had to submit 300 applications. Yeah, I had to submit like 400 applications for some of my interviews after I got laid off. I think the job market is getting a little bit better. But yeah, don't get discouraged. Apply to a lot of places. And like I said, if you don't get anything right out of college, right out of the gate, I liked not having a full-time job right away. I liked having a little bit of flexibility after college to have fun in the summer. And then in the fall, September is when I got my new job out of college. Especially if you got a funky name. True. Yes, Holden. But yeah, that one's not really an advice one, mostly just event. But you're gonna do great. I have full faith in you. You're gonna do great. Take advantage of your forbearance. Okay. Alright, so I do have a feeling I know who this is. I will not say it unless they want to reveal themselves. You know this, and you know who I am, but I'm so fucking sick of my job. But the disappointment, guilt, and failure I feel for needing to take care for myself is crippling, and I'm sick of feeling not good enough. So I can relate. I had a similar experience when I got fired. I know you haven't gotten fired, but you want to quit. I felt so horrible that I had to depend on RJ for shit. Like, literally last year, I did not make, like, shit for money after I lost my job, and RJ had to pay for a ton of our stuff. He basically helped keep everything afloat, and my parents, too. And I felt so bad, because I was like, I'm a full-ass adult, and I can't support anyone that I care about. I can hardly support myself. Which, if you've already had a lifestyle where you can support yourself and suddenly it's gone, it sucks. It hurts and it's very difficult. And it's a very hard thing to shake off of yourself as well, because like you know that the people in your life love you and they want to support you, but you don't want to feel like you have to depend on someone else. You want to be independent. And so that was something that I struggled with for a really long time. And it's just something that kind of took practice of getting used to, which I know that's not great advice, but I just had to like get used to like letting people help me, because people love you and they want to help you, and you would do the same for someone else. If you had a friend or family member or a loved one and you were like, I know you're going through a rough time, I can help you, like I don't need you to pay me back kind of stuff. So it's so hard to let people help. I know it's very hard to let people help sometimes, but hello fancy plants, I wasn't trying to ignore you, welcome in. But it's okay. Like I said, that's something that I don't have any direct advice that's going to be a quick fix, because there's not really one. It's just kind of like we've talked about with Zahir, how he's afraid to be vulnerable, and like with this girl that he's been seeing and talking to, you just have to kind of practice being vulnerable, and it can be slow things at a time, like, you know, little baby steps. You don't have to be like, I need you to pay all of the rent this month right off the bat, but it can be like, hey, I can only cover this much of this right now. Are you okay covering the rest of it? Can you help, like asking for help? Can you help me do this? Hello, Jonathan. Oh my god, my dogs are so cute. They're both snuggling under my desk on the blanket I put down there. But also, before I end out this one that is kind of, you know, I feel guilty, I feel like a failure, I can't take care of myself. It's okay not to be okay. And it does not mean that you're a failure because you have a bump in the road. Like, it happens. Everyone falls on hard times every now and then. It doesn't make you a failure. It's just part of life. So, you are not a burden to anyone, which was lyrics from a very, very powerful song that I actually sang in college. Trying to think. How does it start? It's a song, I won't lie, it's a song about suicide and depression, but it's like, don't let your worst day be your last. The storm is strong, but it will pass. You think you can't find another way, but please stay. But part of the lyrics is just like, you are not alone, you are not a burden to anyone. It's a very beautiful song, I can link it later, but it's a very powerful song. But that part is just like, you are not a burden to anyone. It's a song about for people that feel like suicide is their only choice kind of thing. It's a song for people that are going through depression or hard times. And I remember when I looked at the lyrics, the first time I read through the lyrics, I just bawled. And we had like a whole class where we just talked about that song. We didn't even sing in choir that day. We just talked about the song and why it's important. But it's a very good song. And we got to work with the person that wrote it too, which was really cool. But that sentence, you are not a burden to anyone. Hope is real, help is real. You are beauty, you are light. Like that's some of the lyrics too. But again, to end off with that one, you're not a burden to anyone, and it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to ask for help. I can see a company laid off a bunch of people, and these people are insanely smart. Happens to everyone. Yeah, also that. Like, it's just how kind of life has been for everyone recently. Their job is guaranteed. Wise words from Zahir. Yeah. Alright. Next one. And again, if you guys want to submit something, you can do the command advice. Okay. Okay, I need to get new shoes and clothes, but I don't know where to start. I've wanted to change my wardrobe up for a little while now, and since I'm finally publicly transitioned a lot more, trans woman, I feel like a good time to find new clothes. How do I find more feminine clothing and styles that I like? How does sizing work? It doesn't. Want to help me find clothes, or want to help me clothes shop next time we are in the same place, hopefully your Stardew event. 1. Fuck yes. I will absolutely help you go shopping. We can go thrifting, and we could find a bunch of really great shit, unless you want to go to the Mall of America, which is also here, because there's a lot of stuff at the Mall of America too. Whatever you want to do, fuck yeah, I'm down for. You want to buy new clothes? We can go. You want me to do your hair and makeup? I will do your hair and makeup. You want it to be full glam? We could go full glam. You want it to be natural? We could do natural. Anything you fucking want. And Amazon, yes, Prime is great, so you don't have to leave your home. If you don't feel comfortable like going somewhere to like change, Amazon Prime is great. And then if you don't like stuff, you could take it back to Kohl's and you just get a refund. It's very easy to drop off shit for Amazon. But again, thrifting. So for anyone, I love shopping. I hate pants shopping because pants shopping in women's sizes is just fucking stupid. So don't feel bad if you're shopping in the women's clothing section. I'm saying women's because like clothing is gender neutral, but it's different sizing. The sizing for like women's shoes and men's shoes is not the same. The sizing for women's and men's shirts is not the same. Whatever. There you go. Women's sizes don't exist. I have pants that are size 2 and I have pants that are size 12 and they don't fit that different. So love shopping except for the fact that it costs money. Mood. But like I said, we could go thrifting. We go to the Mall of America. There's a lot of places. There's a couple other malls that are close by too that are closer to the Mall of America to my house. Sizing does not work. Sizing is dumb. But we can take your measurements and I have like a measure tape, and we can figure out an approximation of what pants size you would be. It probably won't be right. Because like I said, I have 2s and I have 12s. But good thing that you can go onto it if you want trying to figure out like a specific style is Pinterest. So I know Pinterest right now is kind of going through a bunch of shit. They're dealing with stuff. If you haven't heard, there's a bunch of like pedophile men on Pinterest saving boards of like little girls who just wanted to like upload cute pictures of themselves or whatever. And so it's a big problem right now. So if you search girls fashion, nothing is going to come up. You have to search like women's. Anything that has anything to do with like girls or young children is like, can't search it on Pinterest right now. However, other than stupid fucking men ruining some parts of Pinterest, there are still great parts of Pinterest. Pinterest is working on dealing with all of that. Look up stuff on Pinterest. There's a lot of different aesthetics. One that I always go to is called dark boho. Boho is essentially just like maxi skirts, loose pants with like lacy crop tops and tank tops and shit like that, cardigans. So it's gonna depend, like, do you want loose jeans? Do you want skinny jeans? Do you want form-fitting stuff? Another thing that you can easily do is start by like ordering some leggings, and you can learn the amazement of what leggings are. Boho fashion, glam fashion, fashion aesthetics. Yeah, there's a lot of different aesthetics. And I would just kind of start looking stuff up and creating Pinterest boards. And if you see stuff that you really like, save it, and we could try to find clothes like that. If it's a ton of different styles, fuck it. We could try on 12 different styles. I don't care. I will say, though, if you really want, like, I've been going for more of like a baggy, formless look because I'm mostly lazy. But that's just like, it's also comfy. So I'm kind of glad that oversized clothing is kind of becoming a thing. Or like if you want to do more androgynous, but you said you wanted to look a little bit more feminine, I believe. Yeah, how do I find more feminine clothing? Witchcore, cottagecore, gothic business. Yeah, there's everything on Pinterest. If you want that feminine look of kind of having like a snatched waist and a little bit curvier, a very easy way to do that is literally just high-waisted leggings. I have a Fabletics membership if you want to look at stuff on Fabletics, and if you see something you like, let me know. I get a discount because I've been a member for like 5 years, probably more than that. I've probably been a member for like 7 or 8 years, actually. There's also a Fabletics store in the Mall of America if we want to go in person. But high-waisted leggings are what give you that booty in that waist. 100%. I wear low-rise jeans, waist gone. I put on my high-waisted leggings, bitch, I curvy as hell. Like, that is it. Just get high-waisted leggings. It will do it. And your butt is gonna look amazing. Promise. But you could go search stuff on Fabletics, and if you get snatched, fuck yeah. And they're comfy. And a really easy way to kind of like go into like doing that style is literally just leggings and like a baggy t-shirt or a sweatshirt. That's where I do all the time. Broad shoulder women, A-line dresses are a friend with thick slaps or calf sleeves. Yep. So if you got a wider top, doing an A-line dresses and A-line clothing is basically, it's like tight around your waist and a little bit wider shoulder area, and then like an A-line dress kind of flows out, so it's like a A shape basically, and that kind of helps give you curves too. So I hate skinny jeans. I can't breathe with those. I love skinny jeans. I'm a millennial bitch. I've been getting some bell bottoms and they're cute, but I love me my skinny jeans. Also jeggings. I'm wearing jeggings right now. The pants I have on are not denim. They're like stretchy cotton pants that look like jeans, but there are 0 zippers or buttons on these bitches. Yeah, gives you nice booty. Gives you very nice booty. But yeah, leggings. Look on Fabletics. There's a lot of solid colors. You can get stuff with mesh. You can get floral patterns. You can get bright colors. I have like 12 pairs of black leggings from Fabletics, but and again, if you don't know your size, Fabletics is also really nice because some of their leggings, like the really popular styles, you could get stuff that has a deeper inseam. So something that has a deeper inseam, basically when you get pants, I wish I had some with me. If you hold your pants sideways, kind of like basically the crotch area is like a U shape where that seam goes. And so if you have a longer torso, getting a deeper inseam is nice because then it's like, it's more like there's more of that inseam. That U shape is deeper, so you could pull it up higher, which I'm tall, so I really like that. Or you could get stuff that has a shorter inseam, so maybe you have a short torso, you don't want it to ride up above your hips, you want it to stay lower, so it just sits on your hips. You can get stuff from Fabletics that has longer leg length or shorter leg length too, so that's why I also really like Fabletics, because I could get stuff that has a bigger inseam, and it prevents camel toe if you have more space for that inseam and you want to pull them up high. Yes. Used to love skinny jeans because of how like slim or clean it would look. Felt like it looked fire AF, but I haven't bought in clothes in fucking ages. I wear so many like leggings and jeggings and sweatpants now. But like I said, I'm mostly just lazy. Like I could clean up if I want to. Y'all have seen it. I just don't. But yeah, I could help you figure out like cuts of stuff and whatnot. Because I was a costume and makeup major. So many different clothes. Women's clothing is just a fucking bitch. That's why it's like sizing doesn't exist. But I could show you, I have a tape measure right here. Bye dogs. RJ might have just got home. And we can measure stuff. Your inseam goes between your crotch. You measure your waist. Your yoke is for like around your arms, all that different shit. So we could bring this with, we could figure shit out. I used to, like I said, be costume designer and I had to do this stuff all the time. So same as fucking Pokemon, lucky bastard, some cookie. Wait, what? What did you just say to me, Max? Yolk, like eggs. So yolk, you spelled it right, but it's like the circumference around your arm. Like if you took the sleeve off of this and there's no sleeve, this hole that goes around your arm and shoulder is your yoke. I always need a bigger one because my shoulders are wide and otherwise it like digs into your armpits kind of thing. So I'm a PNG so I don't have to clean up. Oh, PNG. Now you said my face cam is a fucking Pokemon looking bastard, so I'm cooking by not needing to clean up. I understand. You meant PNG because you are a PNG tuber. But yeah, there's different measurements of clothing. Not all of that's going to matter. Mostly all you're going to have to worry about is pants, which it's a shit show for anyone buying pants in women's sizes. Oh, I was going to say, pro tip for anyone that wants to buy shoes. So, kids' shoes, as they go up in sizes, I still work for a shoe company. Used to work for a shoe company for a long time. I'm working for them again. As kids' sizes go up, they go into men's. So, a kid's size 4, men's size 4 is the same. Kids size 5, men's size 5 is the same. Kids size 6, men's size 6 is the same. It's around 6 or 7 when it switches for kids and the men's and women's change. And so the men's will keep going. So like a kid's 10 is a men's 10 unless you're getting toddler 10s. But women's basically gets like kicked back 2 sizes. It's a size and a half, but it's about 2. So I'm about a women's 8, which means I can wear a kid's size 6, which is a men's size 6. So sometimes I buy kid shoes because I have small feet and I can. I have some sandals that are kids size 6 sandals, which is a women's size 8, which is a men's size 6. So for shoes, like I said, it's just if you want women's shoes, basically go up 2 sizes of what you would from your men's shoes. So if you're a men's size 10, you'd be a women's 12. That's why it gets harder as you go into women's sizes because women's sizes often stop at 10 or 11. And once you get to 12, 13, 14, they're kind of ugly. Not impossible though, and a lot of shoes are also now becoming gender neutral. But if you want women's shoes, and you're used to buying men's shoes, it's a 2 size increase. And for women, if you're trying to wear men's shoes, it's a 2 size decrease. So if I wanted to wear men's shoes, I would have to get a men's 5.5 or 6. But if you are a men's size 7, you'd be a women's size 9. So like if you want heels, stuff like that, because you're not going to find a lot of men's heels unless you do like drag queen shit. But then sometimes that might be like a little bit too extra for everyday wear, unless you want to be extra. Kiki track for all these gosh dang numbers. It's a lot. You get used to it. Basically, you're going to size up 2 sizes for women's shoes. Gonna have to get women's size 14. If you want those platform 6-inch heels, buddy, yeah, you are. But yes, go up two shoe sizes for women's sizes. They're also gonna be a little bit narrower than men's. Men's tend to be a little bit wider. But there you go. And if you have other questions, feel free. I can also do your hair and makeup, like I said too, whether it's styling it, curling it, braiding it, cutting it, dyeing it, you name it. I've done it all. I used to cut my friend's hair all the time in college. I've bleached hair, I've buzzed hair, I've dyed hair, I've done bright colors, I've done natural colors, I've braided Joe's hair at Genesis. So, this is raising too much of my math homework. If person X needs to change clothes to this size, what is the algorithm and equation for blah blah blah? Joe? Who's Joe? Don't worry about it, it's here. Yeah, we'll have to take measurements around your waist and hips to figure out what your supposed women's size is. And like I said, I have size 2 pants and I have size 12 pants. It's just fucking stupid. Started doing limits for calculus. I don't miss that. I do not miss calc. Ever. Never in my life have I ever missed calc. Mac and cheese time? Yes, that's way better than calc homework. Alright, let me read this. Okay. Just popping in real quick. Hope you have a mad chill stream. Hello, Jay. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for popping in. I hope all is well with you. Alright. So last night, out of nowhere, my SO brought up engagement rings. It really took me back because they had been very clear about not wanting to talk about that step of our relationship for a few more years, and I have attempted to be respectful of that by not bringing it up unless absolutely necessary. They're asking me about pricing and what kinds of rings I like, and I don't really give an answer because I didn't understand why they're asking if this isn't happening anytime soon. I asked what caused them to ask or if they think about it, and they didn't give me... I asked what caused them to ask or think about it, and they didn't really give me a straight answer. If they proposed, I would absolutely say yes. I'm just very confused and wish they would answer me on why this came up, and if we are no longer on the same page about our loose timeline. This is more of an event. I don't really need advice, but if you have any, you are more than welcome to comment on the situation. Okay, so for this, as someone who just got engaged, if you didn't hear earlier, RJ and I have been talking about engagement for 3 years. We've talked about this, and now there's a lot of factors as to why it took that long. Again, one of them being COVID, a bunch of other shit. But my only thing I would say is they might be asking just to one. Yeah, as you hear, you missed the announcement. Hi. Yeah, I would communicate all the things you just said. But they might be, my thoughts of why they might be asking is, 1, rings are expensive. And so if they want to start saving, it might take them a year or 2 to save up. 2, they want to make sure they get the ring correct, the right time, right away. They grow up so fast. And again, rings are expensive. So it might take them a year or 2 to get a ring. And so while there still is probably a loose timeline, they might just want to start thinking and like budgeting about this stuff because weddings are also expensive. Weddings are like $10,000 to $20,000 for like a cheap / average wedding. Weddings aren't cheap. Rings aren't cheap. Suits and dresses aren't cheap. Venues and catering is not cheap. Photography is not cheap. So all of this stuff is not cheap. It takes a lot of planning. There's a reason our engagement's going to be like a year and a half. even though like I got this shit like fucking planned for 3 years, bitch, like I got it all ready, it's still gonna be a year and a half. Could I do it faster? Yes. Do I want to? Fuck no. There will probably be an open bar. Yeah, the average price for a wedding is 20-30K. What is the minimum cost for a wedding? I have friends that did it for about 10. But they were both, one was at her house. She lives out in the country. She rented a tent and decorated a barn. Yeah, a cheap wedding is between 10 to 15K for what's considered nice. And so my friends that had smaller or cheaper weddings, they were still about 10K. One had it at a venue, but her wedding was only about 70 people, so it was a very small wedding. And like I said, the other one, she did it at her house. And she has a lot of land, rented out a tent. Beautiful wedding. It was insane. Loved it. And like I said, they have like an old barn that they decorated too. And it also depends on the size of your wedding. Anyway, they may just be asking these things just because this shit's expensive. And if they're thinking about it in the future, multiple years down the line, while it still will probably be multiple years, there might just be like budgeting shit in their head to figure it out. And then you have honeymoon too. So honeymoon is also multiple $1,000s depending on what you do. So it's just a lot of planning. That would be my only guess as to why they're asking about it, and they want to make sure they get it right the first time. Like I said, RJ knew this is my grandma's old ring. He knew I wanted one that looked a lot like this. He got one that looked almost identical. Much better. Much newer, much prettier, much shinier, also a bigger stone. But like he knew. And so that would be my only guess as to why they're asking. And I would just, again, like Mystique said, just be very upfront with them, be like, hey, I know we kind of talked about this and I'm just kind of taken aback. Is there a reason you're asking? And if they're kind of wishy-washy about it, don't pressure them, but like you can keep asking like a day or two later if it comes up again. But like I said, my only guess would just be if they want to start budgeting and planning shit to make sure that when the time does come a year or two from now, they have the money to get a ring. So I'm so proud of RJ. I know, me too. I'll post pictures. I post them on Facebook. Been waiting to post them on Instagram and Twitter, but I will post them after stream. I cried. I have a little video too. I sound dumb as hell, and I listen back to it and I'm like, God, I'm dumb. And just like, yeah. Am I invited to the wedding? Tell me a cis teen built this chip. What? Please oh yeah, it was recorded. My sister specifically requested a video be taken so we could send it to her because she wasn't there. So yeah, there's video. And like I said, I sound dumb as hell in it. Yeah, only I hear the weird tone of voice. I'm sure for everyone else, they're like, oh, and I'm just like, oh. So yeah, I'll post stuff on Twitter after this, and I'll post in the Discord so you guys can see it. Okay. I'm gonna scream like a girl. You're cute, Jonathan. Okay. I'm in my mid-20s and I haven't had my first kiss or real relationship. I constantly feel like I'm behind and that everyone is judging me for it. I've tried dating apps, but going through constant will I want to date this person and will they want to date me is just emotionally exhausting. Now my coworkers are on my case about it too, and it just makes my insecurities rise up more. Is there any way to just learn to like dating more? Or even just find someone to make out with just once in a while to get over with? Like, are those good ideas? I'm just tired of being judged by everyone for it. So yes, one, you can just find people to make out with. There are people that are just like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's make out. Like, you'll find people that want to do that. I don't know if this person is college. You said you're in your mid-20s, so you might be, you might not be. But there are absolutely people about to be 25 and had no first kiss. That's okay. Some people also just don't like dating. I know multiple people that have, like, I have one friend, I think she's 25. She's had one boyfriend, and she said she didn't like it. She didn't like making out. She didn't, like going on dates. Like, she liked spending time with him, but she's pretty asexual. So she was like, this is dumb. So some people just aren't into it, and that's okay. So like, I don't feel like you need to, I'm not saying you are asexual, but if you don't like dating or don't like the idea of dating, you could also be even demisexual. You just only are like attracted to people like on a deep emotional level. I know that wasn't fully like the correct term for demisexual, but you get what I mean. And again, I'm not trying to label you or anything like that, but like different people have different things that they like or don't like. That's really all I'm trying to say. And that's okay. Like, if you don't like dating, that's not a bad thing. Even if you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s or any age, you don't have to like dating. Just made out to make out when someone hasn't. Yeah, see, people do that. And you could literally, if you have dating profiles, you could just be crystal cut clear in it. And most people will appreciate it. If you just say, I don't go on dates often, I need someone to, like, make out with, because I need practice. Someone's gonna be like, fuck yeah, swipe. Like, it's not that hard. I shouldn't say it's not that hard. But you could just straight up, clear cut say that, and if you put in there too, like, I don't think I'm looking to date anyone seriously right now, but I'm just kind of hanging out and experiencing dating, that's also, you're allowed to put that in a dating app as well, or tell your coworkers or friends that too. I also used to teach people how to kiss. Biggest tip, do not shove your tongue in their mouth. Yes, don't do that. Don't do that right away. Because that can be a lot. Some people like that. Some people don't. I kissed Mystique once and it was good. I love you, Pippi. And yeah, I would say, and don't clash teeth. Yeah, that fucking hurts too. Tinder is more for hookups. I would say that too. So your best bet for, like, kind of casual shit, and you could say, like, I'm not looking to, like, have sex with someone right now or have, like, a hookup. But if you're looking for more casual stuff, Tinder's probably better. I would say Bumble and other things like that are a little bit more serious. But literally just put it in your bio. I need someone to very casually practice dating. It's allowed. I mean, you can sit here, but that might, yeah, you have to pay for that. It might just be kind of fucking weird. But there are people out there that'll do it. Of all genders. That'd just be like, yeah, sure, fuck it. So. But yeah, if your coworkers know someone that's very, like, even my old roommate, she very much just wanted to have someone to hook up with because she was like, I haven't had sex in, like, 5 years, blah. Me and my other roommates, like, found her dudes that was just like, you want to have sex with their roommate? And they're like, yeah. And they were like, he's like, I'll treat her nice, I'll take her on a date, I'm only in town for a week, and then I'm gone. And we were like, perfect. He did that. Treat her nice, took her on a nice date, was very kind, was very sweet, hooked up, never again. I did not pimp out my roommate, but my other roommates pimped out a roommate. They found someone for her. So yeah, like, that happens. And you could find people that want to do kind of hookup shit, even if it's not like a full-on hookup, even if it's just making out or kissing, going on a nice, cute little date. They'll do it. And have no strings attached. You just have to have clear communication. You cannot go into it being like, you know, maybe we can date someday. Maybe this will go farther. Be clear. I don't want a relationship. I want to date and have fun and practice dating people and get to know what I like. You're done. Clear communication from the start. That's really all it's going to be. So, yeah. Ask your coworkers if you're comfortable, or your friends, like, do you know someone who would just spend time with me? Maybe we can make out. Maybe we can just go on a simple date and hold hands at the movies. Like, you can start small. You don't have to just be like, yo, come over, we're gonna kiss on my couch right now. Like, you could start small and just be like, let's hold hands at the movies and get some dinner. That's allowed, no matter your age. So, again, it's gonna be a point of communication, so. Alright, also, if anyone wants advice, feel free to do the advice command. It can be about just about anything. A lot of times it is life advice, relationship advice. But if you have questions about fitness or anything else too. Should have told me that 5 years ago. Better late than never is here. Now you know. Wait, what is the submission? Like, it starts out serious, and then I can't tell if it's serious or not. If it is serious, I'm sorry. Sometimes text is hard to convey. Okay, I'm gonna read this. I think part of it is fake, or just to be funny. If not, I apologize. Um, okay. We'll start. I'll read the whole thing. It's like a sandwich. Like it's like serious. I don't know. Serious? Okay. I'm actually not sure what's going on with me. At the moment, I have been down, which normally happens this time of year, which felt. When I went to a different city this weekend that was a little bit further south and it was so much warmer and there was no snow, I was like, wow, life is great. So felt. But which normally happens this time of year, but I also feel like I could be faking or just gaslighting myself into thinking that I am sad. I think I have trust issues. So bam, that is first serious part. So I'll pause there. I would say like that's a pretty normal feeling. I don't think you're gaslighting yourself into being sad. I think that's something that a lot of people do if they like are too in their own head. You can be sad without a reason. Like you don't have to have a specific reason to be sad. It's a hormone. It's an emotion. So if you are just sad and down, it's kind of a part of life. Sometimes it just happens that way. So, you'll come back around, and if it keeps getting worse, you can ask for help. But I think as spring comes, a lot of people in general are going to feel better. So hopefully that turns around for you. This is where I don't know what's going on. My mom says I have mommy issues, but I think that's just because I said I like Mother Gothel once, and she kind of looks like her. I would keep ranting, but don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to see you at a party or get together or whatever in the summer. I think it's Stardew Valley themed. Oh, I'm also super nervous for that because I've never been to an actual party before and it's supposed to be a bunch of other adults and people and talking. Anyways, I'll see you there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that middle part is. Mother Gothel, she's from Rapunzel. She's Rapunzel's mother. That traps her up in the tower. But yes, I'm having a Stardew party this summer. I don't know who submitted this. I invited a lot of people, but there will be a lot of people there. It'll be fun. Don't worry. The people that I'm inviting are all like good people. They're all good human beings. You'll have a good time with them. I wouldn't invite people that are like mean or intimidating. Some of them are loud, but everyone's going to be very kind. Some people are reserved. Some people are very extroverted, but everyone is kind. So you will have fun if you're coming to the party this summer. I am loud. There you go. There's one of them. Again, loud, but very kind. Just very loud. So don't feel intimidated. It's just Mystique. Just loud. Still kind. Okay, let me read this one. Okay, this one is a little bit more serious. Aggressive positivity. Yeah, that's Mystique. This one's a little bit more serious. So there's a little bit of a, I'll say like trigger warning, self-harm, and drugs for this one, for part 1 and part 2. So prepare yourself. So a longtime family friend of mine who I've known since they were born recently self-harmed in front of me and our friends. I told his mom as soon as I saw it, and it honestly devastated me. I've been having issues of my own, so I haven't been able to talk to him in a while, so I don't know if he's getting help and getting better. I don't know if I should worry or just stay out of it. I really care about him and I don't want anything bad to happen. Should I be worried even though he's going to therapy and his parents know? So this is part 1. 1, very good job, like, telling his parents and helping him get help. I think that is, especially if it happened in front of you, that's something that's very difficult and very traumatic to like deal with and experience. So if you also need to talk to someone about witnessing that, that's also okay if you need help with that. And I think that being worried is also just a very like normal thing for you to feel right now, to be worried for your friend, even though they're in therapy and their parents know and they're getting help. That's still normal to be worried. And I don't think it would be bad just to reach out. I think if you just wanted to reach out, even if it's been a while, just be like, hey, how's it going? I hope things are going well. They might not like open up right away and be like, yeah, therapy sucks ass, let me trauma dump on you. They might be a little reserved and not tell you right away, which is okay. But if you want to start reaching out to them again, whether it's regularly or just kind of like checking in, that's allowed. If they don't like it, they won't respond or they won't talk to you, they won't open up to you, and that's okay too. Like, let them do things at their own pace. don't pressure them into talking to you, but you can open it up. So let them know that you're there. And so if when they are ready to talk to someone, or they need to, or they want to, they know that they can talk to you. But I would just like I said, like kind of open that box. You don't have to like send them a big long text of like, hey, I know you've been going a lot. I just want you to know I'm here for you and you can tell me anything. Like that can feel kind of pressuring. Just say hi. How's it going? Keep it normal. Don't act like something different has happened. I know that can be hard. But just talk to them like your normal friend. Just treat them like you were treating them before. That's probably all they want. They might not want someone to baby them. I can't say that for certain. I'm not them. But more than anything, they probably want to feel some normalcy in their life again if they're going through some hard stuff with self-harm and therapy and parents. And parents being parents, their parents are probably being pretty strict with them and being pretty, I don't want to say harsh, but like strict is the best way I could say it with them to make sure that everything's going okay with them. So be their friend, but like the way you were before. Because you were already being a good friend by already telling their parents and like helping them get help. But talk to them like you did before, because they probably want some normalcy in their life. They might not. They might want to just like vent to you, talk to you. They might tell you everything right away. You won't know until you open that book. But the best way to open that book is to just say hi, how's it going, and kind of put that on the table, and you can kind of go from there. So I hope that helps a little bit. But there's kind of like a couple paths that can take. But either way, you're talking to them and you could find out what's going on. So, part 2 of this. Every day I like to check my Snap stories in my free time just for fun and to see what my friends are doing. I have my cousin added and I never really talked to him. I check and saw he's doing a bunch of drugs and drinking with his friends. He's underage and I'm just worried that he's going to go down the wrong path. I don't really know what I should do or if I should help him. So same kind of thing. I would just like reach out. They'll probably be like, oh, it's no big deal. Which is probably what's going to happen. I don't know how underage they are. A lot of people in their life will go through a phase like this. So again, I would just kind of reach out, talk to them. You cannot force them to get out until it becomes like, if you find that it's like dangerous, I would start telling some people, maybe their parents if they have siblings, or like being a little bit more real with them. I don't know the severity of the situation, but same kind of thing. It's okay to check in with them and be like, are you okay? Seeing this has me a little bit worried. So I said this one's kind of hard for me to help with because I've never dealt with something like this. And I also don't know like the severity. Like, are they perma high? It's not as scary. Are they shooting up? That's bad. You should tell someone right away. But if they're just like high as balls, I wouldn't worry too much, because marijuana is not like, to me, marijuana is not a very like bad drug, even though it's illegal some places. The worst you're gonna do is fall asleep and eat a lot of food. Like, it's not addicting. It's not addicting. It can be, just because people depend on it, not that it's addictive. Anyway, the least dangerous drug in my opinion is probably just weed. Alcohol, though, is another thing. You want to be careful with that, especially if you're crossing. But anyway. Howdy gamer. Hello, Big Wet Coach. How are you? Welcome in. We're having some fun conversations and also some heavy conversations. A bit of everything. Don't give me that look, Jonathan. Weed can be very good and beneficial for people that use it correctly. Some people don't. But like, it's not heroin, so kind of, to me, it depends on the severity of the situation, of how they're doing things. But it's still okay to reach out and be like, hey, I noticed this, you're still really young. But also could be dangerous too. Yeah, it makes you feel hella brain dead. If your brain is still developing and you're really young, weed can be really, really bad for your brain. It can slow your brain development down. You should wait till you're older to smoke a lot of weed, because it can fuck up your brain. Not permanently, but it can, like Vex said, it can make you pretty brain dead and just dumb in general. So again, I don't know how old they are. They should wait until they're like 18 to 20, because that's more when your brain is getting fully developed. If like 14, careful. You're, like I said, I don't know the full situation, but see people on weed being the social area I'm in, it just makes people hella brain dead. Yeah. Vex. So this one's from Vex. He signed it, Vex to see. So someone, IDK who, but someone's getting married and IDK what gift to get the certain someone, how to go about getting wedding gifts. Like, should they be extravagant or like mainly thoughtful? Vex, Omega Dance. Thank you, Vex. It's cute. So this is gonna depend on the person. RJ and I talked about our registry a little bit. I will have a wedding website up at some point. I haven't made it yet because I have to figure out more details and shit. But oftentimes when someone gets married, they'll have a website, and on the website they'll have a registry where you can buy stuff for them. And so we talked about doing some smaller things. So if people want to get smaller gifts, they could purchase that. It'll probably be like an Amazon wish list or something. And then doing different funds for like a honeymoon fund. But like for it, there'll be specific things that we want to do on our honeymoon. And like I said, we're probably going to go to Japan. So we could do stuff like a day at this onsen spring is this much money, donate to help us do this on our trip kind of thing. Or going on this tour for like historic Tokyo, whatever it might be, is this much money, help us fund this. Oh, that would be cool too, Vex. You could do personalized stuff too. Like I said, this is just for any kind of wedding that you're doing. There will be a registry and there'll be different things on it. So we're probably going to do, like I said, a honeymoon fund and then some smaller things. We might do a kitchen fund because we want to do some stuff for a kitchen. Like, we joked about it this weekend, but like, if one of our family members wants to buy us a dishwasher, I ain't saying no. Because we don't have a dishwasher or a place to hook it up. We haven't fully decided it, but like other things might be like just like updated appliances. So we have like a really old fucking toaster oven that's older than me. We can update that to like a nice new toaster oven. So stuff like that. Nope, we haven't decided on a date or anything yet because it's going to depend on venue availability. Once we talk to venues and figure it out which venue we want, then we could pick a date and then we'll know. So it's cool, but like, is it cool if I just get something and like send it to you? Yeah, that's fine too. I'm okay with that. If you're asking personally for me, I'm okay with that. If you see something and you're like, fucking Carly and RJ, go for it. So I was trying to also just be generally speaking too. But yes, if you see anything, Vex, and you're just like, hell yeah, I will give you my address. Actually, you probably might have it somewhere because I've sent you thick apple juice and cookies. This is gonna be when we meet up. Yeah, RJ loves One Piece. RJ's favorite anime is One Piece and mine is Naruto. Oh. One Piece is fire. So because of the anime, he wasn't reading the manga for a long time. Like, he just started reading the manga this year because he was getting to a point in the anime where it's like getting really excited in the anime right now. And he kept getting spoilers and it was pissing him off. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna read the manga so no one can like spoil shit for me. So now he's caught up on the manga. And he watches, I don't want to call them like conspiracy theorist YouTubers, but he watches these YouTubers that have, I don't know all their names, but they theorize things of One Piece, and he likes watching them and their opinions and like what they think is gonna happen, what Oda's gonna do. Deep lore of One Piece. He loves watching those YouTubers. Like I said, I don't know all their names. He watches them all the time though. But yeah, tell him that I'm saying this new fucking chapter is so goddamn insane and fucking fire. I will let him know because he'll probably read it if he hasn't yet. He'll read the new chapter when it comes out. But yeah, he loves One Piece. Yes, if you go to Japan this summer and you see anything and you think of us, you can absolutely buy it. I don't have any ideas off the top of my head right now, but I will say I've had those, what the fuck are they called? Boxu. I've had, RJ's mom got me Boxu, a 3-month subscription for my birthday once. Fucking fire. I loved the little snacks and shit in it, so I loved that shit. Who's his favorite character from One Piece? I want to say it's Shanks. I don't know though. I got him little One Piece keycaps for his keyboard, and he told me, and one of the keycaps has like their hat. I don't remember. I don't personally know a lot about One Piece, so mine from Naruto. It's probably Naruto because I'm a basic bitch. I love Naruto. I don't like. How do I put this? His character arc and story progression is beautiful because he goes from being this dumb piece of shit that's really annoying and everyone hates, if we're being real. A lot of it is like unfair hatred, but also he's a dumb, annoying piece of shit. Till he becomes Hokage and everyone loves him. Like, his story arc is insane. He becomes very respectable. He becomes smarter. He's still pretty brain dead. But, like, he goes from being a dumb 12-year-old boy to, like, a very successful adult man. Very inspiring. So, his whole arc, I just love the Naruto arc in general. And then also Hinata. I love Hinata as well, because she's also amazing. She also has a really great arc of being, like, this very shy, very reserved, unconfident girl to becoming, like, one of the strongest kunoichis in Naruto. So, she also becomes, like, a very confident, very strong person. So. Okay. Read this. Okay, this one's another. It came back, and we are some weeb shit. Yeah, we're talking about Japan and Naruto, but now we're about to talk about a heavy topic. As you all know, I'm a giant weeb. I got my fucking Princess Mononoke thing back here. You guys can't see him, but I have a ton of posters behind my computer. We're big ol' weeb here. Alright, this one's a heavy topic. Prepare yourselves. A little heavy topic, but I just came out to my family group chat as trans, and I put my phone on airplane mode and have not looked at it in a few hours. I'm just very sick to my stomach and feel like crying. It's a good way to take my mind off this and try to distract myself. So I will say, one, if you want to cry, do it. That's okay if you want to cry. If you don't want to cry, that's also okay. But just to, like, be on a scientific level, tears are just your body's way of letting out and releasing hormones that in your body that are too much for your body to handle. So you'll cry when you're angry. You'll cry when you're happy. You'll cry when you're sad, you're depressed, you're devastated. We oftentimes think of crying as a negative thing, but it is simply your body's way of releasing it and saying, this emotion is too much for me to handle and I need to let it out. Because they've done scientific studies that different tears for different emotions have a different makeup in them. So they have different hormones and different things scientifically in your body. So if you want to cry and everyone says crying makes you feel better, it does, because you're letting out that excess hormone and that excess emotion that your body cannot physically hold on to, and you'll feel better. And if you keep crying, again, that's okay. That just means like that emotion is still coming and it just needs to be felt. So if you're alone, that's really easy to do. If you're not alone, I know it's hard to do. But if you want to cry, let it happen. You will feel better because you're letting your body feel what it naturally wants to feel. But you've put your phone on airplane mode and you're very afraid, which is also, I am not trans, so I cannot like relate to that. And I've never had anything of that experience, but I will sympathize with you and say that would be terrifying. So I do not blame you for being scared when I put your phone on airplane mode. As far as a distraction, you could nap. Napping is my favorite distraction. Just go to sleep. 2, find something that you love to do that really takes your mind off stuff. Something that I like to do a lot when I really just like want to forget the world is I will put my phone on airplane mode. I will put my headphones in and I will play Stardew Valley Mobile on my phone. And I won't hear shit. And because my phone is on airplane mode, I don't get any texts. I don't get any notifications. Oh, you could also do this with Do Not Disturb. Because on airplane mode, you'll need Wi-Fi. But actually, I played Stardew on the plane. So you don't need an internet connection to play Stardew. So you can play Stardew on your phone without an internet connection. But also, if your phone is on Do Not Disturb, you don't get any texts while you're in the middle of gameplay, like that. You don't get any buzz notifications on your phone while you're playing. So that's something that I love to do when I really just want to like forget everything for multiple hours. I don't know if you like Stardew. Obviously, I do. If anyone's ever been in my stream before, but find something you love. Airplane mode is great. You can watch a movie. If you need a good cathartic release, one of my favorite movies to watch that always makes me cry is A Silent Voice. So like whenever I feel like I really need to cry, which again, you might not want to, this is just me personally saying this is what I do, I will watch A Silent Voice and then I'll just bawl my eyes out and I'll be like, that was nice. This is a good cathartic release. If you don't know what catharsis is, it is literally just doing something to purge your emotions. That's kind of like the basic definition of catharsis. So when you go through something that is cathartic, you are purging of your emotions, and it feels kind of nice. So there's a lot of different things you could do. You can look that up too if you want to look up catharsis. I could spell it in chat quick. Catharsis. It's kind of exactly how it sounds. Or cathartic is the same thing. It's night 10 now, so for me anyway. You can go for a walk as well. My sister sent me a TikTok, and then I sent it to Mystique and Pippi of this guy. It's like a 3-minute long TikTok of him just wandering down a trail, taking videos of himself, loving Earth. He was just like, oh, look at the moss. Look at this beautiful moss. We love the moss. And just picking up sticks and going, yeet. And he just like, that's all he did. I shouldn't say he because I don't know what their gender is. That's all they did. The whole video was just like, love nature. So that's another thing you could do. If your phone is on Do Not Disturb, just go out and love nature. You might not be able to do it right now though, because I don't know if it's nighttime for you. It's nighttime for me. And that may or may not be dangerous for you to go out at night. I won't fucking go out at night where I live. I'll die. But if you live somewhere safe, you can go out. But that video is very wholesome. And they would just go up to trees and be like, there's a hole in this tree. Do we want to go in this tree? And they shove their phone and like, you're now inside the hole in the tree. And it was just a cute video. So yeah, I think phone on airplane mode, if you don't just want to tune out the world is a good idea. But find something that you love. Maybe it's also painting or drawing. You can find a lot of, I don't know if you have a printer. Probably not if you're younger, because no one under like 30 has printers in their home, except like me and a few other people I know. You can find a lot of free coloring pages online. You can just look up floral coloring pages, and I'll take like Sharpies and stuff and color that in. That's always really nice. You could also probably find like digital apps to do that with too. Coloring apps, so you could just color in shapes and stuff, even on your computer or on your phone or an iPad or anything you have. So that may be fun too. So I hope those were some good ideas for distractions, ways to help yourself. If none of that works, I'm sorry. I hope some of it was good ideas or sparked an idea that works well for you and your interests and the things that you like. All right, this one is vague but direct. Trying to learn how to drive. How do I go about learning how to drive? I would say step 1 is finding a driver program. I am not a driving instructor, but there are official programs that you have to go through your state or government or what be it. I suppose I don't know what country this person lives in, but I'm going to assume that there's an official program that you must go to where you live. If not, fucking eat yourself into a car and figure it out, I guess. That's how everyone else did it. It's just going to come from practice, but I would say find an instructor, find a class. Hydrate, thank you. New York, yeah. Because you will have to take classes and pass an exam to get your license in most countries. Classes are not always cheap. That's mine. So yeah, I would find an instructor or a class. You could probably find online classes now. Thank you, boat. There's probably online classes you could take for driving stuff that you could take at your own pace. That's like just automated videos you can watch with like a quiz at the end. Probably pretty boring and you can't ask questions. Do y'all drive an auto in the US? Yes, I have a car. For classes? So like online classes for taking like driver's ed? No classes needed if you're 18. Oh, true. It can also depend on your age. I think Wisconsin, it's a little... Is it 18? It'll depend on the state, too. But a class is probably still a good idea just to take it. Because also each state's driving laws are different as well. Yeah, you just have to pass the test and get your permit, which a class will help you pass the test. Because I had to retake there's a written exam and a driving exam. I'm from Wisconsin. I moved to Minnesota. When I wanted to get my Minnesota license, which I have now, I had to retake the written exam, and state laws in Minnesota are different than ones in Wisconsin, and I did fail the first time because they're not the same. Obviously, I know how to drive, been doing it for many years, but there's just like certain little things that they'll like get you on the test. Like, I think the residential speed limit, if not posted in Wisconsin, is 25, and here it's either 30 or 35. I still don't remember, but I got that wrong on the exam because it's different. And so I was like, shit, I didn't know that. So it's going to depend on the state. If you're in the US, it's going to depend on the country when you're in whatever country you're in. I had to retake it, yes, because it's different. I just had to retake the written, didn't have to retake the driver, just the written exam, and I failed it the first time. 30, there you go. See, I didn't know that. It's 25 in Wisconsin. So yeah, it'll be different depending on the state. But if you've never taken a class, you should take a class because it's just going to help you pass the exam. If I had taken a Minnesota class and I grew up in Minnesota, I would have totally been fine doing it. You can get booklets. You can get digital booklets. I downloaded a PDF of like Minnesota driver's ed. And I did read through that, but obviously I didn't fucking retain all of it because it's boring as shit. But yeah, you can get a PDF, and if you want to download it and just read through it and study off that yourself. There's also, I know in Minnesota, there's practice exams online, so I did take a couple practice exams too. However, the practice exam was way fucking easier than the actual written exam, and again, I failed it the first time. I had to redo it. Yeah, I would find either classes or books online. Like you said, you could probably take an online class that's just like an online video course with like a quiz at the end. You say you could get a DOA and keep your license or earn it back like every other country. It's one and done. Yeah. Have a book, but I feel like doing the class will help me retain. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I mean. It's like the class, if you've never taken one before, will probably just help you. And it'll be a little bit more immersive, especially if you have like an in-person teacher or even like an online teacher. Yeah, and free practice tests too. So, but yeah, I think a class might just help if you're not someone that drives a lot. I know a lot of New Yorkers, though, like don't drive anywhere because it's New York. So I don't blame you for not having a license or driving or anything. But I would take a class or find an instructor, and then you can probably find practice tests online. Hello, Crescent. Welcome in. How has your weekend been? I believe your show was this weekend, if I remember correctly. But yes, I hope that helps, Jonathan. Let me read this. Okay. My partner keeps asking me for reassurance that I love her constantly, almost every day. It's getting to the point where it feels like she's doubting me, and I'm honestly getting tired of it. What should I do? This guy just got done with my MT showcase. Yeah, I hope it went well. I hope everything went well for you. Okay, so this one can be difficult because it sounds like your partner, I have a feeling I know who this is. Won't say anything unless they say something though. Sounds like your partner is very insecure, and so you want to give them reassurance every day. However, I can understand how on the other end of that spectrum, that could be annoying because you feel like they're doubting you, which is what you expressed. I'll actually admit, at the beginning of me and RJ's relationship, I felt this way. And he hated that I made him do this. But I might recommend for you, take the 5 love languages quiz. Because you can tell someone every single day that you love them, and you can tell them heartfelt things that you love them, they're great, and you can tell them all the things you love about them, and they still might not feel loved. It might just be that their love language is not a verbal one. They might be someone that is one of their top love languages is touch, is quality time. So if you don't, I believe the 5 love languages are like verbal or like positive reinforcement. It's not the exact term, I don't remember. Quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation. That was the other one. Not reassurance, but words of affirmation, which is kind of the same thing. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, gift giving, and oh my god, what's it? Acts of service. So again, words of affirmation is going to be basically saying, I love you every day, reassuring them that you love them every day, telling them all the things that you love about them. But if that is not their true love language, you could tell them all these things, but it doesn't hit the same. But if their love language is physical touch, and it requires you to spend more time with them, hold their hand more, hug them more, cuddle with them more, that might make them feel better. If that is a stronger love language for them than words of affirmation is. Same with quality time. RJ's is quality time, but not so much physical touch. Not that, like, I believe those are his top 2, but quality time is stronger for him. And for me, it's physical touch and words of affirmation. And that was the hard thing at first, is RJ's like the worst texter in the world. If you're loving this, I love you, RJ. We know we talked about this. I needed the words of affirmation. I needed him to tell me that he loved me and also give me hugs, because those were my 2 biggest ones, was words of affirmation and physical touch. But his is physical touch and quality time. So just us hanging out was enough for him to constantly feel, quote unquote, like his love tank was full. But if we weren't snuggling and he wasn't talking to me while we were spending time together, I didn't feel like my love tank was full. I did not feel refueled, but he did, because it was quality time for him. Even if we weren't holding hands, even if we're just sitting on the couch together, that is quality time. It could be acts of service. So that's like doing things for them. That can be doing chores around the house. It can be doing little things to help make their day easier. Anime Life 69, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. If you'd like to ask advice or vent anonymously, you can fill out the form. Yes, I would do a quiz. Both of you can do it and figure out what your love languages are, and that might help you find a way to better reassure that you do love them. Did I miss the very big announcement? Yes, we talked about it at the beginning. I'm engaged. I'm engaged now. RJ proposed this weekend. That is what happened. I will be posting pictures later. Yeah. That was the announcement. So, thank you, Crescents. I could tell you more about it later too, because I know you hopped in a little late. But if you want to message me about it later, I could tell you all about it. Like I said, I'm gonna be posting pictures on Twitter and the Discord. I'm texting Thomas. I'm so happy. Fuck yeah, let's go. But anyway, that would be my advice for my partner keeps asking for reassurance. Thanks, Carly, for the advice. You're welcome to hear. I had a feeling it was you. But yeah, you can, let me look it up quick. It's a free quiz. It's a book too. I've never read the book. But I feel like I understand the basics of each love language enough. Okay, let me copy and paste this for you. There. I would suggest you guys both take that because you might have conflicting love languages. I think that might help because, like I said, that was kind of a thing for me and RJ at first, is that his was quality time and physical touch, and mine was physical touch and words of affirmation. So again, it's not that different, but it was different enough that I didn't always feel fully loved, but he did, kind of thing. Anyway, obviously that's been figured out. We're good. We're Gucci. You need to go back and watch the rest of this VOD for that and other things. Okay. So this question, is it shameful for men or women to do their self-satisfaction almost 2 to 3 times a week? I would say no. Every single person has different desires and needs and sexuality. For me personally, I don't want to say I'm asexual, but I lean more towards that end of the spectrum of being less sexual. So for me, that would be a lot, but for someone else, it might not be, because some people, it's every day. Masturbation's here. We're talking about masturbation. So this is going to depend. This is very different for each person, and this is another thing that can affect relationships quite a bit too. So yeah, so here we're talking about sexual things now. Again, no shame. I'm not shaming or making fun of anyone asking this question. I do not think that is shameful though. If you feel shame doing that, you might want to look into why you feel that way. So I have found a lot of people that have a very strict religious upbringing will feel that way. Because I'm not saying it's just Catholics, but Catholic guilt is a very real thing, especially in Catholicism. Like, sex before marriage is like a very big bad juju. You'll go to hell, you're gonna die, God will smite you. And they like scare people into having sexual feelings. I should say they scare people out of having sexual feelings. They feel like it's bad. It's not. It's normal, and for every person it's different. Hell yeah! Catholic guilt! We love feeling guilty for living. But if you feel shame, maybe look into that for yourself and ask yourself, why do I feel shame? Because I don't think that's abnormal. Now, if it is every day and you feel like you can't physically get through a day without doing that, then maybe there might be something else going on. That could be like even like an addiction. But 2 to 3 times a week, I don't think that's shameful. Again, I'm also not trying to shame people who do feel that they want to go through self-satisfaction every day. I'm saying when you feel like you cannot physically go without it, that it might be a problem. Doing it every day is not a problem. It's you feel like you can't live without doing it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Again, not shaming people who feel that way, who do want to like genuinely just like feel that way every day. It can also depend on your age. Everyone always talks about that teenagers are horny and full of hormones, but they are. Your hormones are just absolutely a fucking shit show from like, depends on your puberty levels, but 12 to 21. So it can change every year. It can change weekly or monthly. anyone in this chat that is a teenager and is going through different like puberty changes, hormones is one of those things, and like that's normal, so don't feel bad for that. But I also don't know how old this person is, anything like that. That explains a lot. Yeah. But genuinely, like, your hormones are fucked up when you're going through puberty. That's why you get really bad acne. That's why you get a little bit greasier. That's why you might gain weight. I recently, last year, had a hormone disorder. I'm 27. I got really bad acne. I gained weight. I shouldn't have been going through that, but I had a hormone disorder, so my hormones got fucked up and did all these other things. Basically, I went through puberty a second time. It's fixed. I'm doing things to help make it better now. But like, that shouldn't happen to me in my late 20s kind of thing. I'm not saying it is bad if it's happening to you. It's very normal if you're a teenager going through puberty. But hormones fuck you up. Hormones control a lot of your body. So one of those things is sexual hormones, because all of those things are developing. Long story short, I've ranted on a little bit here. No, it is not shameful to do self-satisfaction as a man or a woman or any gender 2 to 3 times a week. That is not shameful. But if you feel shame, I want you to question yourself as to why you might feel that shame. And if you don't feel shame, fucking do whatever you want. Keep doing you. That is the end of these. So if anyone wants to, I will do the advice time command so that I'm pulling it up, so that no one else has to pull it up and then like, oh, they did the advice command. I know who did it. If you want to click on that link and fill it out, it will be anonymous because I put it in the chat. If anyone wants to fill it out anymore, or if anyone just wants to ask questions in the chat, feel free, because chat is moving slow enough right now that I can catch it. Usually I don't do that, because if chat is moving too fast, I'll miss the question. But if you don't care about not being anonymous, you can put it directly in chat. If you want to be anonymous, you can fill out the form. I won't know who did it. You're engaged, I am. It was on top of Granddad's Bluff, which is very close to our first date. So our first date was July 5th. I remember that very discreetly. Is that you, Carly? I don't know, is that you, Zahir? But our first date was on the Rim in the City in La Crosse, which is a trail that is close to the top of Granddad's Bluff. But like, he knew that if we went there that I'd figure out what was going on, and he wanted it to be a surprise. So we just did it at Granddad's. Our first date was July 5th because July 4th, 4th of July, rained, so they had to postpone the fireworks. And I wasn't in town that day, but I was on the 5th. And so he said, well, since fireworks got postponed, do you want to go watch the fireworks together? So we watched the fireworks together on the bluffs at the Rim in the City, which is really nice because the fireworks go up above the water. And then it's the way La Crosse is laid out, if you've never been there, there's like the bluffs, this really big hilly part, and then it turns into the basin, goes way down, and then it's the Mississippi River. And so they shoot the fireworks up over the Mississippi River, they go over the whole town, and then we were up on the bluffs on the other side, so you can see fireworks and stuff. And so that was our first day, as we watched the fireworks on the bluffs July 5th. Our day went to college together. That's awesome. Congrats. Thank you very much. Hello, Nate. Have I met you? Nathan. I know quite a few Nathans, but thank you. We're talking about it right now. But that was our first date, and then we went bowling. And then we also went downtown afterwards. We went to the bodega. So, Comfy, hello! Are you finding out now too? You just hear some of that? Couple people popping in. Bo just told me, yeah, RJ and I got engaged this weekend. I only knew RJ in college. Okay, cool. That's fair. I did not know RJ in college. I met him my 4th year of college, graduated after 5 years, and he was living in La Crosse at the time where I went to school. So, yeah, he proposed on top of Granddad's. I did not know what was going to happen until we were like partway up the hill, because he was being weird and nervous. Like a whole day up until that point, like I did not like suspect anything. And then we were starting to go up the hill. He was just kind of like sitting there, really like quiet and stiff. And I was like, are you fucking okay? Not gonna lie, I was expecting to say that you were getting another dog. It'd probably be a cat before I got a 3rd dog, because 2 dogs is a lot. But that's funny. No, I'm getting married. Not yet, but like a year and a half. So lots of details that we're figuring out still. I have it like all planned, but it's just, you know, the execution at this point. So, but that is how he proposed. He looked at me, he said, he pulled out the ring box and was like, so you know I love you and I think it's time. He got down on one knee and said, will you marry me? And I was just like, yeah! I'll post the video and some pictures, like I said, on Twitter after this. I feel like I sound dumb as hell. It is the shortest proposal of all time because he like got down and I was just like, yeah! Like immediately he like didn't even finish kneeling. And then he got back up. And many of you know I make rings, so I had like 6 rings on my hand already. So I had to pull one off so I could put this one on. So you could see me in the video like ripping a different ring off so that he could put this one on. I'll try to get a better view of it again. Again, I'll have pictures. Just my lighting is a bitch. But it's just one big round diamond. I told him I wanted a round one, 1.4 carat. Expecting the whole server to be invited, by the way. Probably a lot of them will be, but depending on the size of our party, I don't know if I could host all of the server. A lot of people in that server. Can I be the flower girl? Actually, though, I'm thinking of making it Inari, because we talked about no kids at the wedding. So I think Jack will be the ring bearer, maybe, if he's not insane, which he's always insane. And then Inari, if she's not nervous, which she's always nervous, would be the flower girl. You would have to have dog handlers for them. But yeah, again, it probably won't be till next fall. So it'll be a year and a half. We have time to figure it out. But I have, like, you can go on Etsy. There's like little, you can get like wedding leashes and harnesses and shit for your dogs. So you can get like floral decorated rope leashes, which I kind of like the idea of that, but I also might just like fucking make it myself. Because obviously you guys know that like I'm a crafter and I'm making like stuff for my bridesmaids, and I'm gonna make hair pieces for them that have like little crystals and flowers in it too, so I don't have to buy them. So like I'm gonna be hand making a lot of this shit, but I don't care because I fucking live for that shit. Go to my friends. Like I've already had so many people that are like, please let me help you make stuff, and I'm like, okay, let's go. I already went to Michael's tonight and spent probably too much money on stuff. But I love this shit, so I'm living it up. RJ is not someone that loves that stuff, and I'm just like, don't worry, I got it all covered. I know what I know what we're doing. And he doesn't care. I'm not like taking over all of it, because I asked him, like, you know, do you want these colors or these colors? And you know, he gets to pick out stuff for the men. And if he needs help, I'll help him. I'm not like being a bridezilla and being like, no, I'm gonna decide how you're gonna do everything. But he doesn't want to do a lot of the detail stuff, so I will. And I will do it very happily. My Pinterest is fucking lit right now, guys. Yes. I will happily answer any questions anyone has about wedding stuff, because I am going fucking feral doing it all. Like, even at work today, I was like, how can anyone expect me to get work done when I have a wedding to plan in 16 months? But yeah. If no one has any other questions or advice, I will do the advice time command again. Someone wants to fill it out. If you don't want to put it in the chat so I can see that you're the one that did it, feel free to click the link. If you want to keep it anonymous, or like I said, you could put something directly in chat. What was I gonna say? Oh, tomorrow. So there's a new game that my friend sent me. I think it's, what is it called? It's a horror SpongeBob game. I put it in the Discord server. It's like Mischievous Squidward or something like that, or I don't remember what it's called. There's 2 ways that you can play it. It's free because it's SpongeBob, so I'm assuming they have to keep it free to avoid copyright. You can either play as Sandy and save the whole town from Squidward, who has basically become a serial killer and is torturing all of Bikini Bottom. Or you could play as Squidward and kill everyone in Bikini Bottom. So that's something I want to do tomorrow night. And then Fancy Plannies also sent me like a reverse Stardew storyline thing that is the you get to play, I think, as either Abigail or Sebastian, and you get to romance the farmer. Free. Does it have co-op? That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to look at it, because then that would be really fun. It might not. A Stardew series to send you? Send it. I might just make a Stardew channel on my Discord server at this point. I feel like it's necessary. So we could post Stardew memes in there and other Stardew games, different mods, stuff like that. Because I've had a couple people ask me about mods, and I don't use mods, but I know a lot of other people do. And then I also want to use mods at some point, so then we can just have an area for that. You see there, like, I know some of you use mods and you would have things to add to it. So I will probably just make a Stardew channel where we can put Stardew related games, mods, memes, all that good stuff. When new people join, questions. Okay, we got another submission. I've been friends with someone since 2015 and we used to hang out all the time. Now she only texts and calls me but never wants to hang out. Yes, but she always says she has something going on. So there's gonna be a couple of things. One, if it ain't me, I don't leave my house ever. So if your friend like is talking to you, is like communicating with you all the time, they might just have become a homebody. COVID made me a huge homebody. I never fucking leave my house anymore. I love my friends. I hang out with them when I can, but like I'm also very comfy just sitting in my house doing nothing. Like my friend Kate, I have her Christmas present that I got in November that is still in my cupboard that I'm waiting to give her, and it is April. That is, I have not seen her, and she's like my best friend who lives 30 minutes away from me. Like she doesn't even live that far. It is still in my cupboard and I have not given it to her yet. So like that's our friendship though. Like we both know, like we talk to each other nearly every day, but we hardly ever see each other, which is funny because we don't live that far apart. We actually live closer now than we ever used before. It's still like a 30-minute drive, but again, that's still like not that far. But it's literally been that long since I saw her last. Oops. We've been meaning to get back together though. So your friend might just be that type of person that's just like, I don't like to leave my house. Two, they could be also like a little bit, you know, depressed, anxious. This time of year is kind of shitty for a lot of people. I know I get really bad seasonal depression. They might have all the time depression. They might have both. Because I know when like I said, I was gone this weekend, I went to a different city that I normally live in. We got like 8 inches of snow here in the Twin Cities where I live, which sucked. But then where we went, zero snow, and the grass was kind of green, and I was like, wow, maybe life is worth living. Like it was warmer, it was like 60 degrees instead of like 30. It was so nice. I was like, I don't want to go back. And it wasn't even that far. It was like, it's like a 2.5 hour drive south. Like that's it. So it might just, again, be time of the year. I don't know if this is something that your friend has been doing for a long period. Maybe it's like just like this last winter. So it could be a couple things. And RJ really gave you a reason to keep living. Yeah. Dude, I got so many free shots and drinks this weekend. I did not need them. I did not feel good yesterday or the night of. We stayed at RJ's parents' house because they still live there, and I definitely sat in their shower on the basement floor. Their shower in their basement on the floor for like half an hour at like 5 in the morning and just sat there in the shower like, if you know, you know. Yeah, it was a rough night. And I can't throw up from alcohol. It sucks. I have to just like wait for it to like go through my system. I tried to throw up because I knew if I did I would just feel better. I just can't. Anyway, yeah, I was tired yesterday. Sunday was a little rough. I feel a lot better now, obviously. But we got a lot of drinks and food on Friday night. No, Saturday during the day, not Friday night. Anyway, for your friend though, it might just be they've become a homebody. I don't think no, it's not like, I don't think they're actively trying to ignore you because they call and text you all the time. That might just be the preferred form of communication. And maybe they do just have a lot going on and they want to talk to you, but they don't have the energy to physically be with you. Because I know that happens to me too. Is like, I love my friends. I want to talk to them. I talk to them every day. But sometimes I just like can't handle any more face-to-face interaction. Like, especially after streaming. I love you guys, but if I do a long stream, I don't want to fucking talk to anyone because I've spent all stream talking to people, which is fine. Like I guess I enjoy streaming. I've been doing it for 2 years now. But especially if you have friends that work in customer service or work with people often or do a lot of talking, do a lot of entertaining things that require high energy, they might just not have the energy to keep doing that later, despite the fact they love you. Which, like I said, it clearly seems like they do still care about you. They talk to you every day. They might just not have the energy to physically spend time with someone. So that would just be my guess for that. And you could ask them, be like, hey, I know you're busy. We talk every day and I love you. But if you ever want to hang out and watch movies, I would love that. Like, you could do something small. Um, you could just be straightforward with them. Like, hey, if life has been too much for you, just let me know. Again, that's just my best guess. I could be very wrong. I don't know your friend. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. It was anonymous. So if you have more details, feel free to drop them. But again, that is my best guess. Best advice I could give for now. Also, you guys can tell my hair is turning very orange, which it is like a color blend. It's supposed to go from red to orange, but it's fading a lot, so it's a lot more orange than it used to be now, which I don't care. But you can tell now it's orange, though. But if anyone has any other questions, feel free to submit them. I will do the advice time command one more time. If you do not want to type it in chat yourself, have me see that you're the one that pulled up the form. The link is there if you would like to fill it out. Otherwise, if you don't care about remaining anonymous, you could put it in chat. But I'll wait a little bit, and if there's no more submissions, we can end the stream there. But like I said, tomorrow, we're going to try out that SpongeBob horror game. And if it is co-op, oh, I gotta get Nate and Tysher to play it. Do you know how fun it would be, and Lifram, and like literally anyone, Jonathan, Vex, how fun it would be if you were like the imposter Squidward, and they were all Bikini Bottom people, and you just like went around yeeting everyone? That'd be very fun. I thought I was excited for you, and then you pulled that out. Sorry. You could still tell me your exciting news. I will still be happy for you. Yeah, this was a big announcement. Please do tell me. I want to hear your news. It has been killing me inside to not tweet about stuff, because like I said, I posted it on Facebook yesterday, and I knew that I wanted to announce it on stream before I put it on Twitter or Instagram. Now I can post it. Made friends and actually hung out with them. I'm so proud of you! Yes! How did it go? What did you do? Did you get coffee? Did you watch movies? What'd you do? I'm happy for you. That make me happy. Are they fucking weirdos in a good way? Love weird friends. Give me some weird shit in my life. Literally, there was a post that I saw that I sent to both Kieran and Tasha that was like, hey, can I come over and be weird? So the first one was at midnight run to McDonald's after opera rehearsal. Yes. And that was really funny. Yes. Fucking love that. Those are the best. Like the last minute shit that you don't plan on and you just like go and you're like, fuck it, we ball. Like, that's the best shit. We did that quite a bit at Genesis. That was fun for me at Genesis because every other event I've gone to, I've always like tried to plan shit out, and now I'm just like, you know what? We go into the shit with no plans now, and I'm just gonna let the wind take me. Then my friend Brielle came to my dorm, and I made her a latte, and we just chilled and talked, and then we went and rehearsed for a showcase day with 2 others. Yes! Yes! Coffee and friendship in McDonald's at midnight. Did you walk through the drive-thru? That's always the best, too. Sometimes you get yelled at. Just happy that people are talking to me, and we eat food in the dining hall together. Yay! That's the best stuff. I miss getting, like, breakfast and lunch with my friends in college. That make me wide people happy. Where is it? I bet I have it in here. Wide people happy. We went in and eat because none of us had eaten in 13 hours. I mean, yeah. But now you can keep doing it on a regular schedule, not when you're, like, starving. But I'm glad. And you can make lattes together now. Or just lattes for your friends. Unless they know how to do that shit. I'm a bad barista, but I try. Also, for anyone coming to the Stardew party, I might test out some decor. Like wedding decor. They don't. There you go. You guys can fuck it up together and do random shit. Figure it out. Because that's fun, too. I remember I was really sad one day. My friend Gordon came into my room, and he's like, we're gonna make some snacks. And, you know, I'm in fucking college. I don't have any food in my room. All I had was, like, a thing of honey, peanut butter, and some graham crackers. And so we, like, mixed it up. And that's what we ate, is we, like, had honey and graham crackers with peanut butter. It was very good. But it was, like, so random and, like, out of nowhere, and it was delicious. And it made me feel so much better because I was very sad that day. And he came over and just did that just to cheer me up. So you'll get there. You're getting that. They don't know how to make lattes, so now you can make weird fucking lattes together. Cute. I have a video of it on my old YouTube somewhere. It's called Gordon's period food. Because I was upset that day because I got my period and just everything was bad. But yeah, you should like be like, we should make some fucked up lattes and see what's good and what's not. Playing Stardew right now. Stardew. Stardew is my lifeline. I cannot wait for the Stardew Valley party. I'm gonna have like little signs made for all the food, and shit. So it's gonna be like if someone brings a pink cake, I'll print out the pink cake thing, and be like, plus 250 energy, and like I'll add like the stats and stuff to it. That's mostly why I want to know what food people are bringing, so I can fill it out. But I'll leave some blank ones because I know some people don't have any plan for what they're bringing yet, and they can just fill it out. Stardew series, I'm telling you, is a mix of Amazing Race and Survivor, but in Stardew, I'm gonna have to make a Stardew channel. If you guys aren't in my Discord, I'm going to be making a Stardew channel for mods and different things. Star drops, yeah, so I can make little signs for the star drops too. Stuff like that. It'll be bag toss and water pong. There'll be a tournament. My hope is to have 2 going of each, so 2 bag tosses and 2 water pongs, and then I'll just get whiteboards and people can like hand fill it out. There will be prizes. I have ideas for prizes. Some of you probably know them, but the prizes might change depending on money and availability, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm excited. I love Stardew. I love planning parties. It should be a fun time. And a lot of you will get to meet. Some of you have met each other. Many of you have never met each other. Some of you I've not even met in person. So it'll be a good time. Anyway, haven't gotten any other submissions, so let's go see who else is live and we can raid a friend. Let's go raid Deej. Deej raided us once before. Deej was very nice, so we should return the favor for Deej. And, raid him back. Then I can go watch the VOD for this, yeah. You can see in the beginning announcement of me eating my bagel and being like, yeah, I got engaged. Deej is playing Dredge. Go drop Deej some follows. Like I said, he raided us, and now we're gonna return the favor. So, go enjoy Deej. I will post photos in, here, answer my submission. Oh, I don't know which one was yours. And I will post photos on Twitter and in the Discord of the proposal, so. Good night, everyone. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow for some horror SpongeBob games.
He gave me exactly what I wanted. He gave me exactly what